So this is the conceptual universe part two. Well, it starts off very simple. In concepts, people can understand like 2 dimension, 3 dimension, that's it. Now, that's easy so far. Things can be in more dimensions. You could be in more dimensions, you don't know it. Everybody know what a dimension is? Like another world, another reality. That's what science is trying to figure out, but unfortunately, the scientist is only 2 dimension or 3 dimension, likes art, and is in 3 dimensions. Okay, Michio Kaku and Brian Greene talk about dimensions a little lately. Not much has been understood about the dimensional world. The dimensional world. Because really, in other dimensions, it could be a lot different. Like reptiles, in sci-fi, the reptile, like Baal and Anat, is a reptile. Anat, I painted those deities. Now, I can't show it too much because it gets kind of, I don't know, I get a bad vibe, a good vibe, I get an interesting vibe from showing my work, so I take it down a lot. That's another note. But on the conceptual side, they see like 8 dimensions. They can see like up to 8 dimensions of problems. 3, usually they stay in. That's why you can know them. They stay in 3 usually, that's why you can know them. And then they go up to 8 dimensions. Now, if the world is an entity, imagine how many dimensions she could really be, and how many sexes she could be, etc. Now that's fascinating. All right. The conceptual universe is like the holographic universe. It's like the holographic universe by Tabit. Read that book. It's a book. Now, if you're interested in it. Now, it's actually fascinating. The universe is there. The universe really is there. We know that in 3 dimensions. We can see stars in 3 dimensions and space and moons and stuff. Now, what I said before, the Earth is in her own concept. She could have made her own concept, really. She's a massive power. The only problem is we're too small to understand the conceptual universe guy. Because the conceptual guy could have helped us the whole time build businesses. The thing is, he could be a prosperous guy, but he could be also a phantasm and get very angry. Like I said once before, they could punish you. The conceptual ones could punish you with war and everything, because they're above the picture, the whole picture. They're the most ancient characters as of this day, besides deities and God and gods. God could be in that conceptual idea. It could be, maybe not. Doesn't believe it. But listen to this. It could be something that can calm you down. Concepts are a lot of paychecks are concepts. That's one. A lot of things are not. Now, what I do is I just try to figure out my own problems. Is why I'm interested. Perhaps interesting to people too. Why I'm interested to myself and interesting to people. Now look at this. A conceptual universe is a real universe. Because it's real. The phantasms come from the real universe. They're not bullshit. All I'm saying really is the word conceptual and phantasm. That's all I said so far in the conceptual. Now you take a phantasm, who is a god too. Could be a god. Now unknown too. Unknown god. Now you know God from the Catholic faith. You know the gods of the Egyptians. Okay, you know Amun Ra is the god of the Egyptians. One God, Amun Ra. Now, it's very interesting. They believe in one God too, Amun Ra. Amun Ra, yeah. Now listen to this. You never see a deity ever in your existence. You never witness one. You never can. That's conceptual. The theory of God is conceptual. You never meet the real God or Jesus Christ in usual terms. Under hallucinatory factors, you can meet anyone. You can meet your best friend again. The problem is that's hallucinative, and you learn that later. Or delusional, like they clinicize that. The only thing is, what happens though, is you can actually figure out heaven and hell are concepts that people fear because they believe that exists. Now, you can believe a lot. The conceptual world is always becoming, always moving back from becoming too. It's like how the world operates a lot. It's becoming and then it doesn't become, it retracts, and moves carefully forward after that point. Then it retreats and it retracts. This is like a ebb and flow, right? That's nature. Ebb and flow is the waterways. Now, when you realize populaces are ebb and flow, that's nature too. It's a big populace of nature. But you can't believe it's a conceptual property of things is fascinating in 3 dimensions. When you get to the 8th dimension, you pretty much don't give a fuck and you're rolling. But you have to be substantial enough to carry more power to you. Now that usually won't happen to humans. They stay usually in 3 dimensions because they're kind of simple beings, like simple in characteristics. Like this is a cup, and for the 4th dimension, this might not look the same. And you carry that further carefully. You're in it though. You don't get out of it. And you can if you're a deity, you could possibly get out of that. But the problem is the dimensional world is a very scary premise. Now the conceptual world is interesting because when you're in concepts, everything's becoming. Everything breaks eventually. Everything does, God forbid. But that's a concept. Things break a lot. Things remain sturdy. And the sturdy product gets help, then continues. The place is like evolving because of the earth, though. I said that before. The earth changes radically. We're always in a revolution. Since the dawn of time, since Egypt, we've been in a revolution. Since the dawn of man. Lucy, the ape that spoke, you should read that if you're into paleontology, which is Jay Gouldland at A Glorious Accident. But be very careful, you have to be in that. You have to be in that field of science. I'm in art. Art. Okay. What this is an art project. What you can't believe is art is conceptual, in my opinion. A clinicism and conceptual. For you, the artist, not for many people. I know art gets sold a lot. It's dangerous. You have to be in business, and that's another topic. Look at this. The conceptual universe could be a layer of space. Space could be space that seems conscious to people like myself. Could be a space layer. A layer of space, which is complicated. Now that's another complicated thing. Now, the problem is when you have ventures that are prosper, that bring you wealth and power and etc. That's because of the conceptual power. Because it always has to be proven. It always has to be maintained and proven. Everything has to be maintained and proven. Everything does that we have. Our material object, the material stuff. Everything has to be polished, maintained, and proven. Okay. Everything does. Not just machines. Everything. Objects do. Have to be dusted, cleaned, maintained. What does that mean to you, though? The conceptual power for 3 dimensions is understandable still. Because life runs on a concept that you can. Yes, you can, is what Guru Zan said of the Parazan 90. But Guru Zan said you cannot, too. See, I'm retracting as Guru Zan. But Guru Zan of the Parazan 90 would say the whole thing is not bullshit. And you're here, too. How do you get here via vagina? And you're here? Well, that's interesting. You come from out of nowhere a lot. A lot of people think they do. They think that they don't know where you come from. Nowhere that you know. I don't know where I come from, really. I don't know where I really come from. The boss Sand is interesting. I don't know who I am. sometimes. And I'm an artist. I have to know that. I know who I am really as a person. But and the fantastic, it gets fantastic. I can only really accomplish very simple things, and my mind is wild. I have a wild mind. That's why I'm mente. I'm insane in the mente. Insane in the mente. I am insane. Because I believe it by now. But I'm cool too. I'm sane a lot too. I can chill you out. Listen to this. If you could understand the conceptual idea, believe me, in concepts, things can be put to the test. Is why it even began. An orb can be put to the test, and it does maintain. It does freeze over though, because we're a revolution. The orb's not gone though. The orb won't be gone for a very indefinite period of time. It could have existed indefinitely. No one knows how long she's existed. Scientists never know. They go as far as the Jurassic, and that's pretty much as far as science, in my opinion, has gone. Publicly, that we know. As far as Jurassic, which is very far. We can't even fathom Egypt. You can't fathom the dawn of man. Civilized man, modern man. You can't solve it. Look, what I'm saying in this one is the culminating effect of the conceptual universe part 2. But it looks like the concept grows too. It becomes firmament and part of the planet and part of the universe. So therefore, what do you say about that? It evolves too. It evolves to a firmament. Firmament means like sturdy, like totally solid, like a fundamental power. Fundamentals. Fundamentals. Interesting, isn't it?